Welcome back, everybody, to Clock Stoppers. No, wait, that's wrong. Chrono Clock. Getting ready to go on our big date with Miyu. Pretend date, supposedly. So, yeah. Oh, listen to this music. It's so happy. When I finally got to the appointed station, it was Masaki's turn to give me a tongue lashing. Sorry, I came here straight here as soon as I could. School and the station are on opposite ends of town, so it didn't really matter which way I rode the monorail, since neither would have been any faster. I wondered if the Earth's gravity had changed, because my feet felt like blocks of cement. Huh. Yeah, about that. Yeah, in the last episode, Shuji confided into us that he likes her sister. So, Rei likes Shuji, Shuji likes her sister, and her sister likes me. It's very weird, very weird. You seemed a little nervous. Maybe she saw the grimace on my face from before. No, nothing, don't worry about it. I can only smile and brush it aside for now. I was in no mood to break the news to her about what Shuji had told me. Anyway, what's our itinerary? Right, right. Oh, crepes, really? Crepes are good. Our priority here is Miyu, so just bear with us for now, Masaki. I doubted girls were very interested in arcades unless your name is Chiaki. And karaoke for the first date sounded a little sleazy. Where do girls like to hang out anyway? Hey, wanna go shopping for clothes, Miyu? It's a good opportunity. Seemed like a good idea, so I figured it was worth voicing. If we just go by the spur of the moment, I imagine things will start to feel more like a date, you know? That's fine, that's plenty. 500 yen's plenty. In that case, it's on me. Think of it as me making it up to you for screwing up your last confession. You're right, that's very uncouth of me. I don't need your color commentary, and besides, my allowance isn't very much anyway. It's supposed to be for my education, but I mostly use it to buy drugs. I rolled my eyes and dismissed her with a wave of the hand. It's just that I happened to win some easy money from a lottery ticket earlier. Oh, well, that's very reminiscent of a certain VN. Let's just say it's enough for me to splurge a bit today and treat her to something nice, alright? In reality, I had help from the pocket watch to let me win as much as I wished. But I stopped at 500,000 yen just so no one would get suspicious. You'd probably be better off not buying tickets, Miyu. When Miyu tried to gloss over her worrying, I held my hand up to stop her. Think about it for a moment, Miyu. If you ever started dating Shuji, then I'm sure he'd want to treat you like this every once in a while too, right? Clothes are a bit of a special case, but you should get used to letting the boy pay for the date. Just make sure that you never take it for granted when people buy you gifts, or else the gift is meaningless. If you don't accept a boy's gift, then you'll make him worry that you don't like him. Always accept the gift, even if you throw it away later. Miyu's head swiveled nervously from me to Masaki. She just needs to know about a man's pride and all that, though that does sound kind of pathetic when I say it out loud. I guess I felt it was important to tell Miyu about it, so she'd keep it in mind for any future boyfriend she might end up with. Saki was surprisingly relaxed, since she wasn't the focus of the attention here. Yeah. Misaki was probably looking forward to that more than Mio, so she talked Mio into going to the shopping district. You know, maybe I was lucky that Misaki decided to come along. Going on a date with two girls at once sounds like fun too. Yeah. And then it happened. I found myself lying on the ground and covering my face with both of my hands, right in the middle of the street. Fun my aching ass. Mio and Misaki had been enjoying themselves browsing for clothes for 2 whole hours now. People say the girls take a lot of time when shopping, but I had no idea it was this bad. It's not just bad, it's torture. At first it all felt fun and new, even though we were just looking at clothes. But Misaki and Mio could never decide on which clothes they liked the most, and I started getting weird looks from the other girls in the store whenever we walked anywhere near the underwear and lingerie departments. On the umpteenth stop, I decided to wait outside the store instead of going in with them. All I could do was glance around the street and wonder why on earth there were so many stores selling women's clothing. Some genius thought there needed to be this many. Michiru never obsesses about clothes like these girls. But she can't see anyway, so what does it matter? I suddenly heard 2 familiar voices yelling from inside the store. What is it? I looked over and saw Miu fall on the ground in front of the store as if Misaki had pushed her out. I froze in place. Ooh. Gotta do that really slow pan for the dramatic effect. Look at that. Does that look weird? I think it looks okay. Mia had been dragged out of the store wearing something different from when she went in, and she seemed really embarrassed about it. Though I wouldn't call her she looked weird at all. I would call her cute. Very cute. You're super cute. I had to say it twice to emphasize how I felt. She was adorable. I regretted how upfront I had been a little when I saw how embarrassed she was, but that outfit's ability to make an already cute girl like me even cuter was formidable. Misaki, good job! I gave Misaki a big thumbs up and she puffed her chest out in pride. Also, Mia, please go out with me. Misaki smacked me in the back of the head. I was joking. The whole thing about her being super cute wasn't a joke, though. I was serious about that. Miu squirmed uncomfortably in her embarrassment. Misaki, could you make me a smile for me? I asked her while covertly pulling out my smartphone. Aww. Look how happy she is. Aww. She could turn the world on with her smile. Okay, I think they heard that sound. The shutter of my phone's camera captured it perfectly. You know, from my understanding, it was Japan's doing that. Like whenever you take a picture, there's like a shutter sound because of people using to like peep up girls' skirts or whatever, like taking covert photos. So now it's like it's a requirement that all phone camera must have like the shutter sound effect when they take a picture. I wonder if she could audition to be an idol like this. Careful, there's a lot of shady producers out there. The Japanese idol industry is not to be taken lightly. Playing her arms in panic, she tried to snatch my phone out of my hand, but I just told her it was a joke and put it away again. I'm never gonna delete that photo. Nope. Oh, maybe I went a little too far. Darn it. Her voice, almost pitiable, Mio ran back inside the store. Darn it. I thought it did. We might have teased her a bit too much, though. Still, even if you did force her to wear that, it was a good show. I spent a few minutes clearing the air with Misaki while we waited for Mio. That outfit had made such an impression on me, I almost didn't want Mio to leave the store without it. Aww. She was back to her usual self. Sans clothes. Now, if only there was some way I could help her to just let herself go a little more. Mia was suddenly drenched by a torrent of water from above, knocking her to the ground. What the hell happened? As I stood there, an empty bucket fell right after that and hit Mia on the head as she lay on the ground in a daze. There must have been some window washers up on the second floor. Man, what are the odds? Maybe she should play the lottery. As Misaki reaffirmed what I already knew too well about Mia's bad luck, I took out my pocket watch and threw it against the ground. Can't have her drenched after all. That would be rude. Oh, wait a minute. Nah, it's nothing. The thought occurred that it might have been easier if I just hadn't rewound time. Mio turned to go back into the store. Wait, Mio! Mio seemingly has suspicions about my motive, so I just smiled and continued. It's nothing, but I really apologize in advance. Sorry. Mio cocked her head in curiosity, but she was more worried about her clothes, so she went back into the store without another word. Misaki asked me about it once Mia was gone, but I just shrugged my shoulders and didn't answer. I did. Despite Misaki's worrying, I said nothing in response. When Mio got drenched again a few minutes later, I went into the store to buy the outfit she tried on before, as well as a towel for her to dry off with. We couldn't have told her just to move. After that, we had spent so much time shopping for clothes on our first pretend date that by the time we finally went out for creeps, the sun was starting to set. All in all, we'd wrapped up a good, wholesome date with delicious crepes. That's how all dates should end, really. It's nothing. I'd say everything worked out perfectly. Having seen her crying after getting her clothes wet earlier, I was the one who wanted to apologize. That said, her hair dried pretty quickly since it was summer, and she wouldn't have a problem wearing a uniform tomorrow since the water was clean. All's well that ends well. He was still concerned about her outfit, understandably. You must have eyes like a hawk. Yeah, lucky bastard. Really? I doubt she needed to be so smug about it, but I learned something new all the same. Girls really do pay heed to which guys are checking them out. Mia must have got over her embarrassment because she now seems really happy. That's good. Alright, shall we head home? We were already halfway home by that point. Our houses were in separate directions though, so I had to check with them. Alright. Why'd you follow us all the way here then?
いや、だって兄ちゃんと先輩を夕方に二人きりになんてできないもん。
Jeez, woman, what do you think I am? What exactly are you worried about here?
どっちって。
Misaki nearly yelled at me, but stopped. And then she went completely red in the face. Scream a little louder, please. This time she really did yell at me, and then she ran off the way she came. I'm surprised she hasn't been declared a public nuisance yet. Mia just laughed it off since this was how Misaki always acted. Well, I better get going too, it's getting late.
先輩。
Yes? I stopped. Evidently she still had something to say.
その。
Oh.
もうちょっとだけ
Oh, of course.
一緒にいてもらっていいですか？
Sure, I guess. Now what is it? Miu silently smiled as the sun dipped below the horizon. It was like she was waiting for a kiss, though that was just wishful thinking on my part. Is there something you don't want to talk about while Masaki's around?
冴えてますね。
Well, considering the timing, I just had a hunch.
先輩は私の恋人役ですよね。
You looked at me with a mischievous grin. It was so different from how she usually was. I mean, it's not like her. Maybe the clothes changed her. Or maybe this is how she's really like, you know? Who knows? Yeah, I'm just acting. Kind of a shame, though.
残念なんですか？
You know, I always wonder what it would be like to have a cute girlfriend.
じゃあ私ですみません。
You should get a new mirror because your old one is clearly broken.
もともと貧乏で鏡がないんです。
Seriously?
冗談ですよ。鏡を変えた方がいいってセリフ、よく映画とかドラマでありますね。
I can't fool you for a second. It's hard to look cool in front of a genius.
お世辞でも可愛いって言ってくれてありがとうございます。
Oh, are they gonna go in for a kiss? I assure you, it wasn't flattered. Something warm suddenly touched my hand. Aw, that giggle was absolutely adorable. Miu giggled bashfully. She was holding my hand. It was a very familiar feeling. Her hand felt a lot smaller and warmer than Michiru's hands ever felt, though. The summer heat was really annoying, but the warmth of Miu's hand didn't bother me at all. No, I shouldn't think too far ahead about it.
いつか好きな人ができてデートをするなら手をつないでみたかったんです。
Her hand was shaking. Even if she wanted to hold hands, she was definitely nervous about doing it for the first time. So I squeezed her hand back firmly. Miu let out a surprise sound. Aww.
男の人ってやっぱり力が
I could snap your hand in two, but I won't. Because I like you. Sorry, did I hurt you?
いえ、びっくりしただけです。ギュッてしてもらうと子供の頃にお父さんと歩いていた時を思い出してなんか安心もしますね。
No, I'm the surprised one here. I didn't expect you to do this. I held up our intertwined hands for a moment for emphasis. Gotta do the emphasis.
だ
It's
って
important.
恋人らしくしないとって先輩が言ったんじゃないですか。
That's true?
それにみちるちゃんからいつもお兄さんとこうやって投稿してるって聞いてましたし。
Well, I mean, she's blind. You know that, right? So you wanted to try it too. You know, an important question came to my mind. I hesitated about asking that out loud, but, you know, I eventually decided I should just come out with it. Don't you think you should wait until you go on a date with Suji before you hold hands with anyone?
そうですね。でもレイ先輩のことも好きですから大丈夫です。 ちゃんと思い出になります。
Even Miyu seemed a little surprised she would say that, but her smile still held steady.
先輩は私と手をつないでみてどうですか？
Well, I don't know.
そうですか。ドキドキしてるのは私だけか。
Oh, just kiss already. You said those words with a crestfallen expression. She reluctantly let go of my hand.
それじゃあ先輩、今日もありがとうございました。
Yeah, you should get home.
夢を一つ叶えましたし、お夕飯を作らないといけませんからね。
I hope your most important dreams come true as well.
はい。
You quietly nodded and left. I stood and watched her until she disappeared. Ah, the twilight hours of summer. The voices of the cicadas. The air remained hot and muggy even after the sunset, but for some reason, my hand felt a little cold, seemingly yearning for Miyu's warmth. You know, I realized I still had time to use the pocket watch and return to when Miyu was here with me. That would kind of cheapen the whole experience, wouldn't it? But even if I did, then what? I took out the watch and stared at the second hand, mulling over it. I was cutting it really close. After a moment's hesitation, I finally threw it against the ground.
先輩は私と手をつないでみてどうですか？
5 minutes ago, she asked me that question before she left. I don't know exactly how I should put it. Just one little addendum like that can change everything.
考えないように？
I know we're only doing this to help you overcoming social anxiety around boys. I'm just trying not to read too much into it, you know? I really was trying my damnedest. It's not like I was able to completely avoid thinking about it, though.
それは
Miyu? Shuji already has a girl that he likes. Miyu fell completely silent. Her facial expression did not change, but all the tension went out of her hand, so I could tell that the news was a huge shock to her. Her hand started trembling even more. I felt weighed down by sadness. Having to tell Miyu the news that I knew would be painful for her to hear turned out to be sadder for me than I had expected. I'm sorry. He told me that when I talked to him after school.
どうして先輩が謝るんですか？
Well, if I told you earlier, then we wouldn't have gone on a date. You know, we never would have held hands either.
いいえ、
Miyu gently smiled and shook her head.
さっきまでは美咲ちゃんがいたから言えなかったでしょうし、今も私が傷つかないようにしてくれてるじゃないですか。先輩は悪くありません。ありがとうございます。
She was grateful to me. Miyu let go of my hand and bowed her head to me.
先輩、今日はありがとうございました。明日もまた。
Tomorrow?
明日と明後日は休みですね。月曜日からで。
That's not what I meant. I didn't know what to say next. Luckily, she seemed to pick up quickly on what I was trying to tell her.
石田先輩に好きな人がいても、私のすることに変わりはありませんよ。壁に当たって砕けてみせます。
Should I be concerned? I saw school days. After making that bizarre announcement, she bowed politely to me again and then left. I was dumbstruck. So she's not going to give up on confessing? Oh, I must forgot you were here. A voice answered. Crow's skirt billowed in the wind as she descended from the sky.
お主や多くの人間は
過去を見ているから、何かの失敗を取り繕うために我が輩の力を使おうと考える。しかしあの女子のように未来を見ている人間にとっては、失敗はあくまでも成功までの道行きでしかない。
So, failure is an inevitability then? I think Miyu said something like that before too.
人にとってどちらが賢いなどということは我が輩には分からんがな。
I'm beat. I really was beat. Miyu was too good for this earth. She was a very smart, brave, and optimistic kind of girl. Unfortunately, she was also naive enough to believe that all her dreams would come true if she just worked hard enough. You could say that her biggest strength was also her greatest weakness. Miyu, most people aren't as strong-willed as you. I muttered as if she were still here. Miyu understood something that ordinary people could not. I still didn't completely understand it either. She said that she liked Suji, but she also said that she liked me. And she didn't seem to understand just how deep of an effect those words had.
お主の友人がみちるを好きだったのは良好だな。
I looked up at Crow's mischievous face. Fortunate. You mean it's a good thing?
そうであろう。このままあのミウという女子の告白が失敗すれば、堂々とお主と付き合えるではないか。
Doesn't Crow look adorable like that?
もとよりお主は繁殖目的で女子探しをしていたのだし、だからこそあの女子のそばにいようとしていたわけだろ。何を悩む。
Hey Crow, you wouldn't happen to be the devil on my shoulder, would you? Even if Crow had no concern for other humans, there was no need for her to bludgeon me over the head with her point like that. But I still understood. And it was because I understood that I couldn't really get angry at her. If Miyu was going to end up being rejected, that would put the ball in my court. Of course, it was never my intent to play the situation like that from the beginning, but it wasn't like that I hadn't considered the possibility at all either. I helped Miyu for the same basic reason that Shuji did. Just as Shuji lent her his umbrella because she was a cute girl, I probably wouldn't have helped her out either if she weren't a cute girl. And now I was finally becoming aware of my ulterior motive for helping her. Miyu already liked me more than she liked Shuji. Probably. I don't think I'm that conceited, right? Besides, even if she hadn't fully realized it yet, Miyu was a smart enough girl that I was certain she'd put two and two together eventually. If she's still not going to confess, she should do it sooner rather than later.
まだ他人の恋愛を成就させてやろうなどと考えているわけか。
Humans are supposed to have some sense of pride and morality, you know.
そうではなかろう。お主に足りないのは、お主自身があの女子でいいと決める覚悟だ。言い換えれば重さだな。
What would you know about bushes? You spend the whole day floating in the sky.
しぶとい軽さだの。
Crow was growing visibly frustrated as she continued to hover in the air.
まあお主もあの女子も修二とやらもみちるも自分たちに嘘がつけない人間であることはわかるがな。
Lying to ourselves.
さあよ。伊達に我が輩は人間観察をしておらんよ。対面や倫理などお主たちにとって本当はさまつなことなのだろう。こだわっているものは信念だ。人というのは法は曲げられても自分の信念は曲げられぬ。途中で曲がるやつは最初からその程度のものでしかないが、時折どうしても曲げられぬものがいる。たまたま今回はそんな人間が揃ってしまっているだけだな。そして経験上信念のある人間は我が輩の力を使わん。
So what? You're saying that I'm a coward because I use the watch's power all the time? Is that it?
お主の本質がどちらかはまだ判断がついておらん。ただ 周りの状況がどうであれ、結局は何かを決めるのはお主のさじ加減一つであろうと言ってるだけだ。
Crow probably didn't have any specific reason for telling me this. She wasn't trying to cheer me up, trick me, or insult me. Well, maybe she did insult me a bit. Alright, I understand. She didn't really have to tell me because I already understood. I'm not as stupid as the protagonists in games and TV shows always seem to be. I can at least understand that much. I looked up at the sky filled with the dying light of sunset inside. I guess I was still a little confused. Good grief.